I take absolutely no credit for coming up with these words. I simply am just recreating it. Talking about suicide will plant the idea in their head. The very opposite is true. Talking about suicide openly is one of the best things you can do to help. Talking about it will not plant the idea in a person's head. People who talk about suicide won't really do it. In the vast majority of suicide, the person showed warning signs. If a person really wants to commit suicide, nothing will stop them. Every suicidal has mixed feelings about death until they commit suicide. They don't want to die, they just want the pain to stop. People who commit suicide are unwilling to get help. More than half of the people who committed suicide sought help in the 6 months before their death. Talking about suicide. I wish I hadn't been born. If I see you again, I'd be better off dead. Seeking out lethal means, trying to get guns, knives, pills, etc. Preoccupation with death, unusual focus on death and/or violence. No hope for the future. Feelings of hopelessness, helplessness, or being trapped. Self-loathing, feelings of guilt, shame, or worthlessness. Getting affairs in order, writing a will, giving away prized possessions. Saying goodbye. Unusual calls or visits to family members or friends. Saying goodbye as if they'll never be seen again. Self-destructive behavior. Excessive alcohol or drug abuse or reckless driving. Withdrawing from others. Desire to be left alone. Social isolation, etc. Sudden sense of calm or happiness after a period of depression. Alright. Questions to ask. How are you coping with what's been happening in your life? Do you ever feel like just giving up? Are you thinking about dying? Are you thinking about hurting yourself? Are you thinking about suicide? Have you ever thought about how you would do it? Do you know when you would do it? Do you have the means to do it? Do not leave them alone. Call emergency services or take them to the ER if it's the safe thing to do. Try to find out if they're under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or have overdosed. Tell an adult what's going on. Get help from a trained professional as soon as possible. Encourage the person to seek treatment. Offer to help the person take the steps to get assistance and help. Encourage the person to communicate with you. Be respectful and acknowledge the person's feelings. Offer reassurance that things will get better. Encourage the person to avoid alcohol and drug abuse or drug use. Remove potentially dangerous items from the person's home if possible. Take all signs of suicidal behavior seriously. Be patronizing or judgmental. Argue with them. Act shocked. Say that suicide is wrong or a sin. prompts to keep their suicidal feelings a secret, make them justify their suicidal feelings, offer ways to fix their problems, blame yourself, make it about you. Even though I don't really know any of you, I still love you, and just know that you are loved and you do not deserve to hurt yourself or to die. If you did commit suicide, you would be missed. So just live your life the way you want.